I gonna lie, my chair sounds like I'm an old man, for real. But you know,
it is what it is.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. I'm not sure if I actually do want to make these type of tutorials or music tutorials for real. But there was a friend of mine, and he's kind of cool. Go check him out. I'm gonna put his link in the description if I don't forget. I remember there was a Zap Beat tutorial that was made, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. That was basically how to tune your 808s. To update people on how to tune their 808s, because I hear a lot. I only heard him talk about it, but I always hear a lot of people like not having untuned 808s, and I wouldn't say it's kind of frustrating, but I understand where they're coming from, because like no one knew that they had to tune their 808s, or people might not know how to properly tune their 808s. So for this video, I'm gonna show you guys, and I apologize if I sound very tired or if I'm mumbling over my words, but I literally just woke up and I just had an exam a couple hours ago. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning and I had an exam at 8.
Don't at me.
I'm going to show you guys, and I actually have different 808s from many kits that I have, ranging from ranges that are dragged in from A to G, because that's basically all the notes that you have in music theory, besides probably like B and then a few minor and flat.
What's it called?
Flat notes, yeah, basically. So I'm just gonna show you guys how to tune each 808 that's right here in the actual tile, or I wouldn't say piano roll, but whatever this is called. I think it's not the playlist, but the channel rack. Right now, we're just gonna start with I'm actually gonna delete this sampler because we actually don't need a sampler for this video. So for this, you can already tell that this is A sharp, or it's highlighted right now. But imagine if like one of these wasn't highlighted. So I'm gonna go back to A, but right now I'm gonna go to G real quick. Imagine if it has G or just has 808.1 or 808.5 or something like that, because there are a lot of people that actually do that in their kits. So what you're gonna do is you're either gonna normalize it or not normalize it, depending on what sounds better. It honestly sounds the same either or way. So I'm just gonna keep it the same for real. And what you're gonna do for FL Studio, I'm not sure how it is in either Logic or Ableton right now, because simply I don't use those DAWs currently, but I know a lot of people, especially that I collab with, use those DAWs specifically. But for FL Studio, there's this other envelope channel basically that you're gonna go to, and for the volume, you're gonna click and enable this envelope button right here, and it's gonna sound a lot different versus how it doesn't have the envelope on. So the reason why it does that is because of these certain knobs, like the pre-delay, hold time, decay, sustain, and release time. The main reason why these are here is so that it doesn't delay any of the sounds versus like this waveform. So like it can start with like what the envelope has, or it can actually start where this waveform is. That's the best way I can personally explain it. But if you guys get what I'm trying to say, the envelope basically makes it hit quicker, which is basically the purpose of this envelope, this volume envelope. So what I'm gonna do is enable this. I'm gonna put this attack down, this hold up, because since it's an 808, we want it to sustainably hold for the entire duration of this note. And for the decay, we don't want it to decay at all, because it's gonna sound like this. It's gonna sound like it's coming out of a stereo, or it's gonna come out of a monitor. And we don't want that. We want it to be completely gone, or like we don't want it to decay just like this waveform. So we're just gonna put the decay to 0, sustain to 0, and then release to 0. And it's gonna sound like this, instead of something like this. It's pretty much like how you can get your 808 to sound decent in the beginning. It sounds fine right now, but I can already tell that it's not in tune because the root note is in C. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the mixer rack, go to this first slot, or it doesn't really matter which slot you're actually gonna go to. And then you're going to click under visual, and then you're going to do tuner. And what's going to pop up is this little thingamajig that has saved many of my beats in the past, and it will save many of my beats in the future. So this is basically the tuner. What the tuner is used for is basically tuning 808s. There's also another thing called Flex that has a huge variety of 808s. I know people don't like using stock plugins, but personally for me, I use Flex a large amount of the time. Not just like in the past when I was making drift music, but just in general in the same sense for anything else. If I really didn't want to sort through packs, I would just grab an 808 from here, and then I would basically be in tune, and I wouldn't have to do anything. Like it would be in tune because it's a pack or it's a preset basically. That's also another addition if you guys don't want to use any 808s from other kits. So what you're gonna do, click bass. I personally don't like this scroll wheel, so I'm gonna just click this toggle display, and then it's gonna link towards this. Now there are two things that you want to pay attention to when you actually have the tuner open. This portion, which is basically the sense meter, and this portion at the time where it says positive and negative sense. So what Ascent is basically if a 808 or a note is keyed up or keyed down. Basically what you want to do is basically get this in the middle as much as you possibly can so that it stays in tuned whenever the note actually hits when you put it in a piano roll later down the line. Right now I'm going to show you guys what happens if I play C. Right now it's out of tune, it's above 47 cents, and it's actually in G. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click to find G on the piano roll. And it's still out of tune by 47 cents, 49-ish. So I'm going to put it down to about 49 cents. And it is perfectly in tuned. Not perfect because the note's obviously going to slide every once in a while it decays, but if you guys get the sense of what this actually does. So I'm going to just run that back real quick. I'm going to reset this and I'm going to put it back in the pitch of C. So what I basically did, it was in tune with C, but in reality it was between G sharp and G. So what I did was I found the next highest note, which is basically G in the root of the piano roll. Basically tuned it, made it decay a little bit, realized it was plus 49 cents, and then what I did, I just did negative 49 cents because that's the opposite of positive and negative, and I just basically tuned it as close as I possibly could. And that's basically it, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I can literally tune all these 808s and then do the exact same thing, just to show you guys, like, it's pretty simple. Like, if you just tune your 808s, it's gonna sound a lot better. It's gonna sound a lot better. There it is. Okay, so it's an E instead of F. So what we're gonna do is do that, and it's perfectly in tuned. Nice. And you also don't you also make sure that you follow the tuner rather than the actual letter, because you can also make that mistake too. And I've done that personally in the past, so don't be like
he did it,
or like
he's perfect with his 808s.
Not really. I make this mistake all the time. I mean, it's a DAW, if I'm being completely honest. Like, mistakes were supposed to be made in this actual editing software. Not editing software, but music software. Alright, so that's E. 16 cents. Perfectly in tuned. 3. I'm just doing this at this point just to show you guys how easy it is, and literally you can tune your 808s in like about a minute or less, if I'm being completely honest, because tuning your 808s is probably going to be the most beneficial thing that you can actually do when you actually make music, because if you don't tune your 808s, it's gonna sound kind of crappy. That's just me being completely blunt and honest, because I've heard crappy 808s and I've heard really great sounding 808s at the same time, and I'd rather hear really good sounding hard hitting 808s that are in tuned, because if you don't have an in tuned 808, it's just not going to sound good in the final mix. So just make sure you tune your 808s and just, you know, drink water at the same time. Alright, so I'm going to tune this last 808, and while I'm actually tuning this last 808, I just want to say make sure you guys actually subscribe. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing these tutorials all the time because obviously music really is like a side project to me. I really do enjoy making these videos. That's basically what I want to do personally, but you know, who never knows? Future can only tell, and future holds all the mysteries in the world. So, hope you guys enjoyed. We got about, I would say, 6 different 808s and 6 different keys. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys actually enjoy this video, and I will see you guys, well, probably in the next video. I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload it, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.